So hello guys and welcome back to another Realm Reborn video. Just like last time, I just watched the live letter 11, which I wasn't as overwhelmed as last time. The last time there was so much stuff. There was a lot of stuff in this, but what I'll do is I'll just batter through this. I took some notes, kind of things that kind of stood out to me. As like last time, I probably will miss some stuff. But anyway, I don't want to have this video dragging on too long, so I'll just get right into it. They started off the video when they put up the gameplay. We got a look at the behemoth mount. It's pretty beast, by the way. And I think it's like 200 odd days of subscription to get it. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, it looks pretty badass. Now let's get into the kind of the meat of the live letter. The first thing he talked about is Beastman quests, or should I say Beastman daily quests. The information we did get from this is you will be able to start the Beastman quests around level 42, 43, and you will be able to get 6 quests per day, and it is another way for you to basically earn experience in the tombstones. But he did say it will be faster to run dungeons, but it is just another option that you have to earn some tombstones and experience. Now by doing the Beastman side quests, you will gain a currency, and that will allow you to buy items. Kind of the same way most things work. You basically earn a currency, you buy items, and it's like exclusive mounts for that certain Beastman tribe. And as you do more daily quests for them, you will gain a kind of ally status with them, and that will kind of like a rep status, like reputation status, and that will grow as you do quests for them, and you'll be able to buy better things, better minions, better gear. I think gear was included, but I'm not entirely sure, but you'll be able to buy better stuff as you do more quests for that Beastman tribe. Now in the next patch 2.1, the Amulja and the Sylphs will be available. So you'll be able to do quests for the Amulja and Sylph, and in 2.2 we will be introduced to the Kobolds and Sahagin. We're not introduced to them, we've seen them, but we'll be able to do their daily quests. And I suppose the Beastman quest, he said that it won't be just daily quests, there'll be a storyline. Now I don't know if I lost that in translation, but you will learn kind of their side of the story. And it's not like, it's like a kind of separate tribe. You have like your Beastmen, but you have like, he said tempered Beastmen, and you will learn their story. I found this bit when I was watching the translation done by Reinhardt, which he done an amazing job again, but it can be sometimes just language barrier. It can be a bit confusing, but what I took from that is there will actually be a story as well. That's what I took from it. There will be a storyline and daily quests. So there'll be loads of cutscenes and stuff, and there will be a story to it. So I'm quite looking forward to Beastman quests. They sound kinda interesting. 2.1 you're able to try it all out, in 2.2 you'll be able to go try Kobolds and Sahagins. So that's Beastman quests. The next thing he went on to was a treasure hunt. The treasure hunt sounds quite simple. Basically you have gatherers, your 3 gathering, your fisher, miner and botanist, and they will go out and they will kind of find treasure maps. You then take that treasure map and then it has to be deciphered, and then once the map is deciphered you get the location of your treasure and the grade. Now the grade goes from 1 to 5, you've grade 1 maps up to grade 5, and the higher the grade the better level it, and also harder the monster, because once you find your treasure chest you have to fight a monster in order to get it. Now the other thing we found out is you can only decipher 1 map every 18 hours. Or it could have been you can only find 1 map every 18 hours. And I think the reason they've done this is they didn't want maps to lose value. I mean, if everyone was finding maps constantly, you'd have loads of the maps kicking about. And I think he did say you can sell maps, but once you decipher a map, it is then your unique personal item, and it will actually appear in your quest log. So yeah, there is a reason why it is 1 every 18 hours, because you can sell them. But he did say there's a risk involved. There could be a map on the market for 3,000 gil is the figure he used, and the treasure you find could actually be less than 3,000 gil. You know what I mean? It could be something worth less, but then it could also be like beast loot, so you could get a bargain. But he also did mention that if you fight the monster and you lose, as long as your home point is in the same area, you can go back and try again. But if you zone out the area, you will lose the treasure. Now I'm not sure if you lose the map and everything, because I think there's a time limit actually. So don't zone out or you'll lose everything. Your map could be useless. So yes, treasure hunt. It kind of sounds kind of cool. An extra way to get gear, and it did say again tombstones, experience, skill. And what's wrong with more content? The more content the better, I say. Wolves Den, PvP. Now in MMOs, I don't usually get involved in PvP, but I will be in this, so PvP will be kinda new to me. But he did mention a few things that was kinda interesting. He mentioned about archers, and I'm guessing that also means bards as well. Archers will receive a damage increase the further apart they are from their allies. So the further away they are, the less damage they do. And I think he said it was to balance things out, so you couldn't just be running willy-nilly. If you're like fighting 4-on-4, you're the only archer out of the 8 people who are fighting, you could like stand miles away and just run away and do loads of damage. So I can kind of see the reasoning behind that. Yeah, he also mentioned that by doing PvP, you will increase your rank and gain points. And I think it's 2 separate points. You've got ability points and gear points. So there'll be points or tokens that you'll be able to trade in for PvP specific gear, and another set you'll be able to trade for PvP specific abilities. I'm pretty sure these abilities can only be used in the Wolves Den. I don't think you can go out and use them in the PvE areas like in the normal world. They also did mention that there is a stat called morale, and I've seen it as well in my character sheet, and that basically the higher your morale is will be the higher your defense is in PvP. So basically any gear that has morale in it is PvP gear. And he also did say you can meld materia to your PvP gear and kind of boost its stats, and you can kind of pick and choose what stats you want to boost and what suits you. Another question someone asked was, would you be able to see people's names? And I noticed that he said the other team will all be called Fresh Meat. Obviously Wolves Den. I think that's where they get it from. But their names will still show in the damage in your combat log, so you'll still be able to see who they are. But he said it would be, the reason for it is people would find it shocking that a real character is hitting them, like a real person. What's shocking about it? It's player v player. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind being called Fresh Meat, but the reasoning behind it was a bit strange, but I don't know if that's what they've done in other MMOs. Someone will be able to tell me, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so PvP, you're all called Fresh Meat. The other things here were only kind of touched on, but the barbershop kind of came up, and the only thing I remember I'm really saying about it is the barbershop has exclusive hairstyles, and you can't use them when you're creating a new character. So in the character creator, the hairstyles will not be available. You'll have to use the barbershop, and I'm guessing that's things like the lightning hairdo and the snow one. So what I think they're doing is the hairstyles that are available in character creator will be there, but all new hairstyles added will be in barbershop. That's what I think. I might be wrong with that, but that seems to be the way they're going. After that, he touched on extreme mode primals. Basically, if you beat all 3 primals, you get an eye level 90 weapon. That was really all we had on extreme mode primals. He done a bit where he was fighting with a party, he was fighting extreme mode Titan. They didn't do very well, but I think it was on purpose, so they didn't spoil any battle mechanics. But we didn't get a lot on it, but we didn't really need any more, to be honest. It's the primals, but like stupid hard. So beat all 3 primals, you get yourself a nice new item level 98 weapon. After that, he showed a little bit of a thing called the Party Recruiter. Not really much to talk about on that, to be honest. It basically, you can put an advertisement up saying you're looking for a party for this reason. This is the roles that you need, and people can join. Basically, that is it. He did say that your advertisement will be up for 1 hour, and then it'll come down. Simple, really. just another way to find parties. So if you basically need something done, Duty Finder's not working out for you. It could be something that is not on Duty Finder. You could be doing a treasure hunt, for example. The grade 5 ones, he did say, needs a party. You need a party for that grade 5 treasure hunt. You can put an advertisement in the party recruit section and people can join. Simple. Now this next thing he talked about kind of took me by surprise. They talked about housing. Now we've heard loads and loads on housing over the past live letter and even before. Housing's been it's like the big thing everyone's waiting on. And he said, like, the housing itself is not expensive, but the original purchase of the land is very expensive. He said that for legacy servers, it's going to be a lot more expensive. On, like, the newer servers, I wouldn't even say newer servers, none of them are new anymore, but on the non-legacy servers, the kind of normal servers, the cheapest location up for purchase is 4 million gil. I'll let that sink in. How much is the best, like the most expensive going to be if the cheapest is 4 million? Wow, I didn't expect that. Now this is where it really hurts. If you're on a legacy server like myself, it's going to cost around double that. It's going to cost 8 million gil for the cheapest housing location. Now, I'm on a legacy server, I have a legacy character, but I am not anywhere near that rich. I think the last time I checked I had 470,000 gil. Yeah, 8 million. Lovely. And obviously you're going to need to work out your free company, how you're going to save up money, get your gil together and buy a property. And they also touched on personal housing is planned, because I remember there was something mentioned that it could never happen, but I really hope it does, and I hope it's cheaper so I can actually afford, because I can't afford 8 million gil, and I can never even imagining having that much money. So that was like, when I was watching I was like, oh, you're joking, 8 million gil. But yeah, so if you're a new player on a legacy server, or a free company of new players, you might struggle. Because the reason they said was they were shocked at how rich some legacy players were. And I can kind of see that. They've obviously been building up their guild all the way back from 1.0. So yeah, some legacy players are mega rich. I'm not one of them. So I'm probably going to find it difficult to get a house. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. 8 million gil, wow. Now, then they took a break after that, and the next part, because they kind of called this the PS4 special. And I was watching the first half thinking, I've not seen any of the PS4. Yeah, so the second part was pretty much all about PlayStation 4. Now I'm really looking forward to PS4, and by looking at it, and looking at the footage they showed, even on a live stream, it looked PC quality. That's what I think. I'm not a big kind of graphics whore, but I do notice, because my wife plays in PS3, I do notice there is a big graphics downgrade, and I've not even got like a supercomputer. My computer's 3 years old, and it's starting to show its age, but it still looks a shit ton better than the PS3. But yeah, he did say the PS4 beta testing phase will be very short, and phase 1 starts in February. To test in beta phase 1, I think all PS3 players are immediately in beta phase 1, but you will have to create a new character for beta phase 1, and you will be on a PlayStation 4 specific server, or a PlayStation 4 beta server. So for the first phase, it will just be PS4 players on their own world. And I'm guessing that world will then be shut down, I don't know. And then in phase 2, you'll be able to use your existing characters on existing worlds. I don't know how, he didn't mention how many phases there's going to be, but after the first phase is done, you'll be able to use your old, why am I saying old? It's not old, but you'll be able to use your PlayStation 3 characters and upgrade them onto PS4. And I did remember an announcement from before that PlayStation 3 players actually get a free upgrade to PS4. That's pretty cool, man. So, what else was it? You do not need a PlayStation Plus subscription to play A Realm Reborn on the PlayStation 4. Why you would not have a PlayStation Plus subscription is beyond me. It's an amazing service. I think PlayStation Plus is absolutely brilliant, but I'm not going to get into that now. That's something else. Different subject, but if you have a PlayStation, you should have PlayStation Plus. You can use a mouse and keyboard on your PS4. That's what I took from it. You can use mouse keyboard controls and just use it like you would a PC. If you're not really fancying the controller, you can do that. He then showed the PS Vita using remote play, and that was kind of cool. I would probably use it if, you know, it was a dungeon and I really needed a jobby. I could go to the toilet and just sit, keep going. He said if you're doing like a primal fight, like extreme ones, it could be difficult. There is a wee bit of a delay, but you're going to expect that if you think about it. So, but the delay was only like a couple of frames, man. It wasn't dead noticeable. Well, I didn't notice it when he was demonstrating it, but he did mention there was like a few frames delay between the PlayStation and the Vita. But yeah, it's good if you need a toilet during a dungeon run. You don't need to wait, just remote play it. That'll be my use for it anyway. Now we're moving on to the kind of last thing they talked about. If you remember in letter 10, they mentioned there will be a live letter in Osaka. It's now kind of turned into what they're calling the full active time event, the Fate event in Osaka, where it's not just, the live stream will be there, but it's not just a live stream, it's like a whole event's going on. And there'll be primal challenges and all that stuff, and you can apply and be accepted to go to it, is what I can understand they were saying. So you can apply for the event, and if you get chosen you can go to it, and they said if you're chosen, practice your primal fights. I think they were saying the Ultima one, like practice it and you'll get to, there'll be like a challenge kind of set up. You'll also get to meet the developers. There'll be a photo booth, I think you get your photo taken with the developers, and there'll be merch. They showed some merch. There'll be like towels and t-shirts and stuff, and then someone asked, what about the Meteor Survivor t-shirt that everyone's been going on about, and I want one, the polo shirt, and he said it's been worked on. I was like, oh yes, I want that t-shirt. So I'm hoping, because last time they spoke about doing world events, world fan fest things, I definitely want one of those t-shirts, because I am a Meteor Survivor. So I want that t-shirt. And then he mentioned that at the next live letter 12 in Osaka, they will talk about patch 2.2 and Leviathan. I was saying kind of last thing, there is another thing he mentioned, is Starlight Celebration, which, if you don't know, is their Realm Reborn Christmas event. Starts on the 18th of December. So we'll be covering that, as I mentioned in my vlog video about a week ago or something. I was just waiting for that event to start, and I'll be covering it. Either myself, or most likely, because Gary's back playing a Realm Reborn now, so we'll probably do it together. He mentioned an event, now I can't remember if it was in 1.0, it's called Heaven's Turn, and that is the New Year event. So there's a few events coming up. Now, judging by the last events, they'll probably be quite short, and it'll be a couple of quests, or the Lightning event, it'll be a couple of fates. I hope they do something a bit better, but it is kind of nice to have these events. And I remember in 1.0 they had snow falling in the cities and stuff like that, and it was really nice, and they had a big Christmas tree and stuff. I think the quest reward is a big snowman outfit, but I've already got my Santa outfit and I've got my reindeer outfit, so I'll probably start running about in my reindeer outfit or something. But yeah, so we've got a Christmas event 18th. I will definitely be covering that. Last thing, and it's more just a quick announcement, is if you don't have your cactar and bomb earrings, get them before the 16th, because they're going to be gone after that. That's basically it. Get your cactar and bomb earrings now. Go get them. So guys, tell me what you think of the live letter. I will put Reinhardt's translation in the description below. I will also post the patch notes when they come available in the description as well. And you can also check the Lodestone forums, and you'll see all the questions and answers. They always put them there. And later down the line, they will most likely put the live stream on YouTube with their own translation, and you can watch it then. But it usually takes them a couple of weeks to do that. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the patch and in the live letter, and what you're looking forward to. Crystal Tower, housing, just let me know. And if I've missed anything, let me know as well. I think I got most of it, but if there's something I've maybe missed, stick it in the comments and let me know. But guys, I'll leave this one here. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all in another A Realm Reborn video. Take care.